Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the space community lately: Katalyst Space's recent update on their Link spacecraft. Now, if you're not already familiar, Katalyst is trying to pull off something pretty ambitious. They're aiming to restore control of their spacecraft and eventually use it to boost the orbit of NASA's Swift Observatory. Sounds cool, right? But here's the kicker: things haven't exactly gone according to plan. Personally, I think this story is a perfect example of how space missions are equal parts thrilling and unpredictable. So, what's the deal? Well, Katalyst's Link spacecraft entered a multi-axis spin shortly after its launch. Imagine your car spinning out of control on an icy road, except this is a spacecraft in orbit, and the stakes are, well, astronomical. What makes this really interesting is how Katalyst is handling it. They've managed to slow the spin from 9 degrees per second to just 1.47 degrees per second using one of the spacecraft's electric thrusters. Here's where it gets fascinating. They did this using less than 100 grams of fuel. In my opinion, this is a masterclass in resource management under pressure. But it also raises a deeper question: how much fuel do they have left? Katalyst hasn't disclosed that, and honestly, I'm curious if they're playing it close to the chest or if they're genuinely unsure. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Swift Observatory is a 22-year-old spacecraft that's basically running on borrowed time. Without Link's intervention, it's expected to deorbit by early next year. That's a huge loss, considering Swift's contributions to astronomy, like studying gamma-ray bursts. What many people don't realize is that this mission isn't just about saving Swift, it's a test case for satellite servicing in general. Katalyst is essentially trying to prove that we can extend the lifespan of aging satellites instead of letting them become space junk. If you take a step back and think about it, this could revolutionize how we manage space assets. But here's the catch: this is a high-risk mission. NASA has acknowledged it, and Katalyst knows it. 2 of the spacecraft's reaction wheels aren't working, and the thrusters are only partially functional. From my perspective, this feels like trying to fix a car while it's still driving, except the car is in space, and there's no roadside assistance. What this really suggests is that space missions are still incredibly challenging, even with all our technological advancements. One thing that immediately stands out is Katalyst's transparency. They've been pretty open about the issues they're facing, which is refreshing in an industry where failures are often swept under the rug. Personally, I think this kind of openness is crucial for building trust, especially when you're dealing with a $30 million mission. But it also makes me wonder, are they being transparent because they're confident they can fix it, or because they have no choice? Looking ahead, Katalyst plans to upload a significant flight software update to restore full attitude control. If successful, they'll head towards Swift in late August, a few weeks behind schedule. Here's the thing: even if they pull this off, it's just the beginning. Grappling Swift and boosting its orbit is the real test. A detail I find fascinating is the altitude threshold. Swift needs to be reboosted before it drops below 300 kilometers, which could happen as early as October. That's a tight window, and it adds another layer of urgency to the mission. So, what's my takeaway? This mission is a reminder that space exploration is as much about problem-solving as it is about innovation. Katalyst is facing some serious challenges, but their progress so far is impressive. In my opinion, whether they succeed or fail, this mission will teach us a lot about the future of satellite servicing. And honestly, that's what makes it worth watching. What do you think? Is Katalyst biting off more than they can chew, or are they on the verge of something groundbreaking? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you found this breakdown interesting. Until next time, keep looking up, because space never stops surprising us.